Heirloom Traditions Paint Company, and we're here tonight on Home Talk to share with you some great tips and ideas on how to use the Heritage paint products and how to get a distressed and layered paint finish using the Heritage no wax and no prime paint products. I hope you are able to stay with us. We're going to try and finish this antique cabinet piece behind us. This was a piece that was already painted, so it's something that we kind of helped save from possibly going into someone's trash or going into the landfill. This again had already a kind of a poor coat of paint on it, so we've already gone ahead and put together the first coat of paint over what was already there. It had been an extremely distressed piece, so it had a lot of raw and exposed wood areas. So we've gone ahead and put on our Heritage Collection Manor House paint, so you can already see we've begun to kind of give it its base coat here. This has been dry probably about a good hour, hour and a half. So what I want to show you tonight is not just painting something one simple color, but how to paint it with two colors, and those two colors are then going to show through using a simple wet distress technique that will allow you to get those layered looks without having to use sandpaper. Sandpaper typically is what people use to give a distressed look, but if you can use a wet sanding technique, that can make that happen without giving you those scratch marks and giving you all that rough and beaten look. This will give you more of a natural aging and a natural distressing that looks so much nicer on your finished products. So the first thing I want to do is show you some simple tips as people kind of begin to log on tonight. I want to show you the other color that I'm going to use.
Let's go ahead and tell everybody about the giveaway.
Oh, absolutely. I want to share with you, Melissa's over here, Craig's on the cameras, and Melissa's going to help answer questions tonight. So we're going to talk about our giveaway that we have. We're doing a Home Talk giveaway, and we're giving away a furniture painting kit. And in that kit, you're going to get everything in this box. You're going to get a pint of our heirloom or the Heritage paint products, as well as an 8-ounce jar of the antiquing glaze. I'm going to be using the antiquing glaze in this just to show you how that antiquing gel goes on. We call it weathered wood, and it's kind of in a grayish color. We're going to use that on some of the detail, like down here in the wheat carvings along this base, and on the skirt of this table, we're going to put some of that antiquing gel in there just to show you how that this product easily manipulates and gives you that additional layer of antiquing. So we're going to paint over it with this beautiful color called French Toile and put on the antiquing gel. So in that kit, you're going to get your pint of paint, one of the antiquing gels in an 8-ounce size, and also a nice Syntec brush, which is one of the great quality brushes that we offer that comes in the kit. So you're going to get the directions also, and you can refer back to this video, or you can go to our website at heirloomtraditionspaint.com and find out any of the information. You can also call us or drop us an email. We're glad to answer you and help you get through your project. So with all that being said, I want to quickly move right into the project. One thing you always want to note when you're working with the Heritage Collection products, because they're a no prime, no wax type product, all of those things are built right into this paint, and you have to really give it a good stir. I've already done that with the paint product. This one, the paint product goes a long, long way, so this quart's been around a while, so you can see I get a little on the label. So I wanted to show you, I've painted a couple projects with that and just used a little out of it. Probably it's about a third gone, but one thing to note about chalk type paints, all of our chalk type paints, Heirloom Traditions, as well as the Heritage type products, go an extreme far way, so they are expensive, but what you get out of them is an amazing amount of coverage, because they do go an extreme far, like not anything you've ever seen before. You wouldn't have to buy a gallon to do your kitchen cabinets. Literally 1 quart will do an average size kitchen. So just something to keep in mind when you're working with the chalk type paints and how easy they are to use. That's what I really want to demonstrate for you here tonight. I'm going to, again, I'm going to try to put this on, let this dry, and go back and show you just how easily that this product is going to wet distress. Once it loses its shine, I'm going to step right in there and I'm going to wet distress this so you can see how easy it is to do. Now, I'm just quickly brushing this on. I don't want a perfect finish here because I'm going to distress it, and aging is part of that. So you'll see what I'm going to do here in just a minute. This color, French Toile, is a beautiful, beautiful bright blue. Not too bright, but it's what I would call maybe a French blue. And of course, French Toile is a great name for that, we thought. I will leave some of these pieces not as distressed, and some I will further distress. So like the crown, I always kind of like to look at my piece of furniture and decide what I want to leave more solid and where I want to highlight or bring up the accents on this piece. I'll probably do a light distressing on the crown of this piece, on the actual crown molding. If touched it or worn, the worn parts happened naturally through the years. So that's something you need to keep in mind. You don't just go in and beat it up all over, but give it some thought as to how it might have naturally aged. I'm going to also leave the interior of the cabinet light, and I'm going to keep the manor house exposed inside the cabinet. That way the contrast is nice when I look at it. But I'm going to go in and do some detail on this piece, the little ledge in the back, and also in this tray. I'm going to leave it more solid and more of the French toile color. So I want to talk about our contest tonight because Mother's Day is approaching quite rapidly. We want to share our gift of painting something that your mother has inspired you or your mother has given you as a piece of furniture, or even something that is sentimental to you because of your mother that you want to paint. If you'll share that little story with us, Melissa is reading the comments tonight, and she's going to choose a winner of our furniture kit that we're giving away. So if it's something that brings up a story in your mind, a piece of furniture that is something that makes you think of your mom, please share that with us. And that's who we're going to pick as our winner tonight, the one with the best story. So I think because of that, we're going to be seeing a lot of antiques and older pieces that will be painted in our paint products. And I'm going to tell you, every time we post something where we're painting something old, we get a lot of comments, and sometimes those aren't necessarily the nicest things that I hear. But I understand people's point that they don't want to see antiques or fine pieces of furniture that are in great shape and beautiful wood pieces that are being painted over. But in some cases, and in most cases, just in this particular piece, this piece was certainly not anything anyone was proud enough to display. This was something that was sitting in a wet room that was rotting literally at the foot because it was sitting in a wet basement. So those type pieces, I am all about preserving beautiful woods and those type things. And we make a lot of products that do that. So I'm not just about painting everything in the world. I am about taking that piece that means something to you, putting a great coat of paint on it, and something that you want to put into your home today and be proud to display your dishes in it, or just something that reminds you again of your mother or of your family and brings up those great memories to you. So I don't think it's anything wrong with painting furniture. If it's yours and you want to paint it, I say you paint it. It's up to you. It's your piece. So bring them into your home and use them and paint them any way you see fit. So these products can help you do that really, really easily. Again, no primer is required to use this paint. Now, when I say primer, that's something I want to give you some good definition about. It has a bonding primer. If this were something red, like a mahogany or a cherry or anything in the red family, I would be very hesitant to start painting it white until I made proper preparation using shellac or something that will block what's called tannin bleed. If you're a new painter, Google that and understand what tannin bleed is. Also, bleeds can come from numerous things. They can come from nicotine that's been where a piece has been in a home where someone has smoked many, many years. Lots of things like that can cause a bleed through, and it will certainly show up on a white finish. So something to note. I'm not going to do a lot of work down in this tray because you can't see so well. I'm going to get right to the front. I just kind of wanted to show you how this color is going to look and how it's going to begin to distress here in just a minute. So I'm going to get my quick coat on so we can get some coverage going here. Do we have any questions, Mel? Anybody getting on here?
Quite a few questions.
Great. How can I help?
Let's see. Angela wants to know if you could tell us the difference between chalk and milk paint.
Wow. Chalk and milk paint. I can tell you what I know is the difference. Milk paint does not contain a bonding primer, and chalk paint does contain a bonding primer. The whole story about chalk paint is it bonds to literally anything. This product being just a little bit step ahead of that. You know, this product doesn't require wax. Chalk paint does. Just to kind of give you the difference between all of the three of those. But now, as far as milk paint goes, it has to have a bonding primer added to it. And if you manipulate the bonding primer, you will get chipping. And that's what the beauty of chalk or the milk paint is. People enjoy that chipping. I've heard people say that sometimes they go in and all their paint's laying on the floor because they didn't put on didn't add the bonding primer properly. So everybody's a little different in what they want to achieve with their look. Some people like that country finish of the chipping away and multi-layers, and that's great. I like it too. So it just requires a little work. And the true milk paints that I know that are out there normally require mixing. Some that are on the market that are liquid based already are not really a true milk paint. They're a kind of a pseudo milk paint. They give you the look, but they already have the bonding primer mixed in them. They're not truly a milk paint. So that is what I know. A true milk paint comes in a powder form. Okay, anything else?
Lots of questions.
Sure, love it.
Tell everybody again exactly the brand of paint you're using and the colors.
I sure
and all that
can.
good stuff.
I am using Heirloom Traditions' new paint line called the Heritage Collection. And we created this product for one reason. We want to take the guesswork out and the mystery out of using chalk type paints, which normally require a lot of steps. And that first step that first comes to mind is priming and prepping, and also waxing. That is something chalk paint has been known for, is the waxing, and most people don't like waxing. So we created this product so it would be easy for the consumer to say, hey, that gives me that look, but I don't have to go through all of those steps. So that's how it came about, and that's what we're doing. I'm just showing you that I'm painting with a little cheap brush, just to show you that you can get a great look just out of a little inexpensive chip brush. It also helps me cut around this door too. My Syntec brush is not allowing me to get in here so easily. I've got a medium, needed a small. So
Actually, Tamara's asking what's the best brush to use when you're chalk painting.
well, use a high quality brush, because the bristles, if you can see what's happening here, I'm using these inexpensive chip brushes. The bristles come out like crazy, and it's very irritating, but again, it's allowing me to get in this tight area. So there's a lot of different synthetic brushes out there. You don't necessarily have to choose a chip brush. I just happen to have those readily available and they are disposable. So it's something that if you don't want to put a lot of money into brushes, you don't necessarily have to do that. You will get great results either with a good brush or not a great brush using this product. Not all paint products are so forgiving, but this particular paint product is very forgiving. It is self-leveling. And what I mean by that is once you put it on, it finds its own level. But there's something very important. We get a lot of questions about this with people using the product. You have to put on enough paint for something to have the ability to level, meaning you can't dry brush it and just be very stingy with the paint and expect it to level. Not possible, but that doesn't mean you make it run either. So there's kind of a in-between happy medium there that you kind of have to learn, and that's just getting a little experience with your brush and learning what to do. Now, I always stipple, and you girls hear me say that every time you listen to me, you hear me stipple. And the reason I stipple is the distribution and the even distribution of the paint. That's what's important. You got to get on enough product, then you have to also go back and move that product around. And I'm not doing much stippling right now, but I'm going to go back and do it. So right now what I want to do, there again, stippling helps me get on enough paint, and it helps me go back and distribute it on the piece more evenly. It allows the paint to dry quicker. It almost allows me one coat coverage. In most cases it will be just a quick touch-up coat and I'll be done. So one coat and a quick touch-up once it's dry pretty much gets me done.
Paula, we're getting this question at least 20 times here, so you're going to have to answer.
Go right ahead. And
they want to know why in the world you're not taking off the hinges, the hardware, you're not opening the cabinets or the drawers.
I will open the cabinets of the drawers.
You're crazy.
Well, I am a little crazy, but that's okay. The hinges were already painted on this cabinet, just so you know. You could have painted over them. You don't have to. It's up to you. A lot of people prefer to paint the hardware. Evidently, the person who owned this did. So I'm leaving that like it is. Now, yes. Okay. So now, pulling out the drawers, definitely. I will give these little drawers a pull. They're not on a rail. So I'm going to go in here and paint the sides. Now, if I do something on air, just so you know, I'm doing it quick. I'm just trying to show you a demo, but I go back when I finish this piece and I open the doors and the drawers and all that good stuff. But on here, rather than bore you with all that, the proper way to do it is take off the hinges. But again, this was already painted and the hinges were already covered in the base or the other color of paint. So I just wanted to make them match. Now I'll go in there and distress them and they'll look great. Hopefully we can get this dry enough to get it to, I'm going to have to switch. This brush is just killing me. It's so full of hairs coming off. That's me trying to get a hair here off of this thing. All right. Any more questions?
Yep, lots.
Okay.
Everybody wants to know if you can repeat the paint again. We've got some people coming on late, and where they can buy it.
Okay. Hopefully she's going to share a link with you. I'm not sure she can right now, but she will.
Yep.
Okay.
Posted by Melissa Osborne.
I am so sorry, guys. I've got to get these hairs out of this. It just kind of came off in a clump from that old brush. Okay. So I am using Heritage Collection. I am using a base coat of our color called Manor House, which is an antique white. And that's what you're seeing here in the background. And I'm going
over a little bit too. They're having a hard time seeing.
Okay, good. Can you see now? I'm probably standing right in front of one camera here. I am right in front of myself. I'm so sorry. Thinking you're the camera for some reason.
Piece. We're trying.
Okay, so now if this color is called French Toile, the color we're painting here in the blue. And just so you know, if you missed our contest that we're having tonight, if you will enter something that reminds you of your mother, because it's Mother's Day approaching very soon, if you'll enter something that reminds you of your mother, you can enter in to win our furniture kit that we're giving away. So we're going to give away a pint and an 8-ounce glaze kit, as well as a Syntec brush tonight in a furniture kit. So something that reminds you of your mother. And I mean, tell us a great story, something that you have in your home, something maybe that you want to redo, something maybe you want to paint for your mother, just for Mother's Day. Every one of us have grown up with certain pieces of furniture that remind us of our family. And I know I have those pieces, and I'm sure you have those stories to tell too. So if you can think of something great that reminds you, I'd love to tell you to share it in the photos, but we can't do that. I don't think it's going to allow us to do that, is it, Mel?
No.
Not going to allow us to post any pictures. Now I'm going to move down here to these doors. Once I got a good coat on this, I think I'm about to get it to where I can start seeing some drying happening. Trying not to put a heavy coat on this so I can distress for you and show you how we're going to get these layered looks. All right, now on to the front. Are you with me? Am I in front of myself here?
I think we're better now.
Okay. Good. So again, we are painting with the Heritage Collection products. We are a paint company in Louisville, Kentucky. If you have never watched us before doing lives, we're here on Hometalk with them, sharing with you our new paint collection called the Heritage Collection. Heritage is a true no prep, meaning no bonding primer. It's already inside the paint, and no wax is required. It's going to dry to a velvety, smooth, waxed finish on its own. It's already inside the paint. So that's going to give you a great look, really, in just a couple of coats of paint. You can paint your kitchen cabinets, bathroom cabinets. Very durable. This has been compared to a lot of paint products out there, and some that take a lot of prep and process to get to this stage. So a lot of people have tried the product already, and you can see, if you'll go over to our page, you can see a lot of comments and a lot of things that people have already shared that they've painted. So rather than taking my word for it, you can go and see yourself some of the projects that have already been shared and see what their honest comments are about the product. We're pretty excited about this product. We're going to be in Do It Best Hardwares nationwide. You'll be seeing this product. If you are not familiar with Do It Best, you can go onto the internet and look at Do It Best Hardware. A lot of them they're all mom and pop stores, and there's about 3,800 retailers nationwide, and you can jump onto the website and go and see if you have a Do It Best Hardware store in your area. If you don't and you want to purchase product right now, you can do that by going onto our website to heirloomtraditionspaint.com and see the all-in-one tab. Once you're there, if you'll use the Hometalk coupon code tonight, you can save yourself 20% off of your purchase. So we want to get this product out and in people's hands and let everyone try it. Oh, good. Great. Now, if Mel, when is our promotion starting? That's going to be the promotion for our sample jar. Are we doing that yet? Or this going to start? Oh, right now. Oh, well, I'll not tell that one yet. I'm not talking about that one.
Debbie must know about the paint chip.
You know, Debbie, we actually had a scratch test that we wanted to show you tonight, and we've moved the table. So we want to, we're going to do some demos and show you exactly how well this paint performs and how well that it will stand up under pretty rugged conditions. So it is not a chipping product. It's pretty easy to see that after you have it on your kitchen cabinets, it's darn durable. I'm telling you, it dries as hard as a nail. And if you don't believe me again, you can go over and see some really experienced painters. Stephanie Kuhn is one who used the product.
She's on.
Stephanie on, great, so she can speak to this. She has her hands in all paints, and whenever I say she's an expert simply because she really uses products. She don't just talk about them, and she's not a paid spokesperson to talk about them. She painted a vanity in her bathroom. She's also painted her kitchen cabinets with Benjamin Wharf paint, the advanced. I think she said it took her several weeks, and I'm not even going to try to remember what she said. I know it was over a week to get them painted. She did her vanity just an hour or two and loved this paint product and compared it to the advanced product. So I don't like to make comparisons, but I had to share that one with you because advanced takes several steps and several layers. But this product really, really performs very much the same. So,
Holly, can you give that coupon code again, please?
The coupon code for saving 20% on these products, if you'll go to our website at heirloomtraditionspaint.com, you can save 20% tonight by entering the coupon code Hometalk. All caps, right, Mel?
Yes.
All caps, just all caps and Hometalk
Yep.
will save you 20%.
And Cindy wants to know, what is stippling?
Stippling. Oh, wow. I can't believe that someone hasn't heard me say that at least 1,000 times. Cindy, what stippling is like I was saying, this is a self-leveling paint. And when I say this, I want to give you a little example of what I'm talking about. If you're not an experienced painter and you begin to paint something, I think the first notion for people to do is they really paint with what I call a too dry of a brush. Even people rolling walls, I'll always hear that roller making that dry sound. So you have to put on paint if you want paint to be able to do its job, and that is to self-level. So if you're going to paint real stingy and barely, like I'm saying, like this, where you hear it dry, there's no way that paint can move. It's just stuck right there. You have to put on enough paint product like this, load your brush till it glides over the surface, and then if you get too much, what I do is I go back, and not even too much, I just kind of go back and do this little simple tracking motion in my paint, and what that does is it gives me an evenness to the paint. And I know you're thinking the opposite, that it's going to create that texture, but that texture levels out. So it will cause your paint to dry evenly, and it will allow you to get on more paint so you can let that level out. So it's a great way to learn to paint, and it's really helpful in getting one coat coverage, sometimes one coat and a quick touch-up coat, and you can be done. If you'll try that technique, I promise you'll see that it helps in bonding, it helps in hide coverage, and the overall finished look of your project. If you will learn that simple technique called stippling, it is a time saver and certainly paint saver and an arm workout. So it's got a lot of good qualities. All right, so I'm not painting the sides as you see. I'm trying to do everything that you can see with me. Let me just get down here and get this little guy done. So you girls think I don't maybe finish the sides. I really do get back and do this, and sometimes I'll do it just as soon as we go off. I will jump over and finish it because I am not one that likes to come back to a project. I like quick and easy, and I am sure there's a lot of you out there like me. And I love this product because it lets me get done quickly. If I had to go here, sand this, prime this, paint this, seal this, I could never get it done. I hate to say it, but even though we're in the paint business, it would be hard for me to ever get that many layers done to a project. I just don't have the mind anymore to do it. Now, maybe when I was 20, I might have, but I even doubt that. I doubt I had the patience then to get that much labor out of me to finish something. So now I am moving my paint around again. I've got brush strokes going on here, so I'm going to stipple that.
I got a question we
Sure.
talk about. Lois wants to know, have we ever painted upholstery? So Lois needs to tune in with us on 5:30.
5:30 we have another Home Talk, and we're going to be introducing a fabulous new product that we have coming out. If you know us at all, you know Heirloom we are a innovator, and we like to do things that are need-based in the marketplace. And one thing that we found that lots of people were doing is painting their upholstery and then waxing it, which seems a little bit ludicrous to wax something that you're going to be sitting on. So we came out with a product called Fab, and it will allow you to seal your product without waxing it and so on. So that product has been really great for us, and it is still a great product, but we've taken it one notch further. We have a new product called Fabulous. It will be for leather, for vinyl, and for fabric, for canvas, for awnings, and for outdoor fabric, all in one, and it will be tinted. We're going to come out with about 7 colors, I think 7 right now.
We're going to launch it live here.
We're going to launch it live right here, so you can watch how the coverage. If you saw our Instagram page and you've watched some of the Facebook posts, I gave a little sneak peek of it. It covers unbelievable. It feels unbelievable. Now, I would never lie to you and tell you that it didn't feel coated. It does feel coated, but does it feel hard and crunchy? No, it doesn't feel hard and crunchy. It does feel like there's something on the fabric. It can't feel like cotton once it's been coated with something. There's no way. But it feels good enough, and it feels smooth enough that I could live with it. Now, I'm going to tell you, if it felt like it was a painted chair, I'm probably not going to use it. I don't think you are either. It felt great. I even have one. I don't know if you've watched me do a little linen chair that I had in a spare bedroom. I did that one night, and I was so excited about it. I had to post it. I was just sampling these products at home on a Sunday night, but it covered in one coat, and we've been trying it on leather bar stools. We've been putting it on chairs and vinyl and so on. We're using them here in our workplace and making sure they're going to hold up, and they are doing phenomenally well. So I am super excited about launching the product called Fabulous, and that's coming. What's that date again? March what? I mean, May. Sorry. May what?
May 30th.
May 30th. So May 30th, look back for us here. Of course, we'll be making announcements for that. It won't be anything that we're definitely going to be blowing it out. A lot of our retailers are going to share in that with us. They are also going to be doing some projects. They'll be posting onto our Facebook pages, our home pages. They're going to do some live projects on some of their own pieces. Donna Boatwright is going to be doing a great sectional in one of the colors, in the dove gray color that we have. Several other different retailers are doing projects of different fabrics, leathers, and vinyls that they have. So it'll be exciting because they're also going to be doing them live. So you'll get the real raw reaction of what they think about it and how the coverage is. And it won't be something that we've edited a video. You'll get to see the real deal. So, and you'll get to see us here.
On a couple others are asking about cost.
Help me here. These are, the quartz are
$38.99.
$38.99.
The furniture kit that we're giving away is $69.99.
Okay, so $69 value tonight that you're going to get as a gift if you'll post something about your mother and your furniture piece that reminds you of your mom. Are you getting any posts, any comments?
Oh, tons.
Tons. Oh, good. Good. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any on here with us. Great.
A lot of people are asking, where can they buy? Is the product available in Canada?
We have right now free shipping internationally. Now, that is
75
or 75 and up on free, and then if they're paying, how much is it?
It goes by what they order, by the way.
Oh, it goes by what you order. Okay. So now, that is something we just introduced on our website recently. So we are trying our best to get retailers established all over the world, and we have people reaching to us all over the world. So we're hoping by introducing the free shipping that we can get some product in people's hands and get retailers going in parts of Europe and places. South Africa seems to be huge. All sorts of countries that reach out to us all the time that are interested in our paint products. So, all right, so I'm not going to get a perfect coat on this. Again, I'm getting ready to distress it, and I want to show you that. And I'm not going to finish this tray because I don't want to spend time on that. All right, so I have a couple different tools in my hand that I want to work with to make this happen. While this paint is in what I call the green stage, before it's had time to cure, this is something different than any other chalk type paint. You'll notice I'm wearing gloves tonight. The glare? Oh, okay. If I wasn't wearing gloves tonight, I say this often, I'm not a fan of gloves, but I have to tell you, if you get this paint on your skin, it just does not come off, and it takes a little bit of layer of skin with it. So If you are using this product, I recommend that you do wear gloves. It does bond to your skin in the oddest way. So now, something I like to do, I want to show you. Again, I've got a lot of paint pooling up here. I want to wet distress this simply with nothing more than just a terry cloth rag. Now, I say terry cloth because having that little bit of tooth to that rag gives it a little bit of scrubbability, and that's something that we want. We want to kind of be able to remove this paint, and it's going to help us get a little scrubby surface going here. Now, this door and all of this is pretty darn wet, so I'm going to go ahead and distress this while it's wet, okay? That's going to help us remove the paint. And I'm just going to get started and just show you where it's begun to dry a little bit. Any place I want to remove, I just kind of can take my rag, give it a little spray, and kind of highlight it while it's wet. Stephanie Kuhn, back to Stephanie, she did a beautiful piece yesterday and did it live. And with that, she was wet distressing. And she also was doing it while the piece was very damp and green. So now I'm probably not letting this dry enough, but I don't mind that it's coming off pretty good. I like that because, again, if you remember what I said earlier, I'm going to use the weathered wood gel on this to stain this back and to kind of deepen some of these details. So again, keeping your little water bottle handy, open these doors, just kind of give it a scrub. And you can see now this already has begun to dry, and you can see right now this is not coming off so easily. This is going to take a little bit of muscle to get this one to go. You have to do it very early or you're just not going to get it. What's that? Maybe I might have to use a sanding block. It doesn't want to just rub off, and it's still pretty green. I mean, it's just been, what, 30 minutes? I'm probably not going to get it to do much. So there you go. Now it's kind of beginning to come up right there, which I like. Now, say if you don't like something, say it took off something you don't like, keep your little brush around and just go back and you can soften it. Just soften it up. If you want it to be a little more natural looking, you can kind of go back and tap it with your brush. Again, using the water bottle, keeping that handy, and just removing anything else you got to go on.
Joey must know what is in the spray bottle.
Water. Nothing but water. What's working is my little terry cloth towel and water. And I'm spraying the water on my towel, keeping it good and wet.
Everybody loves that you're painting in dress-up clothes, too. They
Dress up.
get over that.
Y'all say that, but I just don't have time to go change. But it's always a big joke that I don't get paint on me. But I really don't get a lot of paint on me. But I'm not in dress-up clothes, but it might appear that way. I have paint on everything I own. So it all goes in the same pocket for me. It's all paint clothes.
Asked earlier about the dry time.
Mm-hmm.
She's just seen that now.
Okay.
And Vicki wants to know if you can use it on outdoor stuff.
You can use it on outdoor stuff, but now remember, anything that's exposed to the elements is not going to hold up like something that wouldn't be. So it's pretty darn durable. Now you can add an additional top coat to this if you say, hey, I'm going to put this on an outdoor piece. You can also go back and add an additional top coat, but I don't recommend it. It's not necessary. It's only kind of up to you if you are trying to put it somewhere that it's going to take the elements. Never bad to do that. I hope that you can see how this is naturally rubbing away. There's a lot of layers of paint here. There's a lot of different layers and textures and all that underneath here from all the multiple coats of paint that it's had, which I think add to the beauty of it. And it's allowing me to kind of see that. It almost looks like an elephant skin here. But I think that's really pretty. A lot of great texture it's bringing out, simply with nothing more than just a rub. But do you like that? You guys liking that? Yes? So everywhere it's kind of had time to dry pretty good. We're not getting a lot off. But where it's a little bit green, it's just taking a little more off. And that's the look I was after. I wanted this heavy wear to this cabinet. because something this old would have a lot of wear. So you can see a lot of high dollar designer pieces out there right now. I just came back from the International Home Furnishings Market. I know you guys don't know that much about me, but I've been in the furniture business about 30 years. My parents went at about 50 years, and I'm an interior designer, and furniture has been my trade. So I go to the market, and now I go in a different mindset. I go to see what's happening, to see what looks and finishes and colors and all that seem to be trending right now. And I have to say that all of the colors that were trending, and I posted a lot of that, a lot of those colors that were trending, or all of those colors, are achievable using our paint products. So kind of nice to go see that, you know, furniture styles don't change that much. If you have dressers and those shapes and cabinets and what we call case goods, those things don't change that often. It's hard to recreate a box. So beds don't change that much. And what really happens, and you know, furniture become fashion, and it began to happen a few years back when people began to buy inexpensive furniture. The trend for many years was to buy the best furniture you could buy, recover your sofas and so on. But nowadays people don't really do that. So we're actually throwing away better furniture in the landfill than we can go out and buy today. And it's really not about how much money you're willing to spend. Hardwoods are not plentiful like they used to be. So people have great furniture pieces with great bones sitting right in their house. And these ways to repurpose and paint things and turn them into beautiful things again are not old hat. Believe me, they're very new hat, and they're very in keeping with what's going on in the furniture business today. So if you look at any of those pictures that I posted onto the Heirloom page, you'll see all of those things there look just like this. They're painted pieces of furniture. They're super expensive, I will say. This cabinet, something like this, would be a couple $1,000s at retail. So you can create this out of a piece that maybe was your grandmother's or your mother's, and get something just like this, a little cupboard like this, that you can have for literally just a quart of paint. Or not even a quart, a pint. So I'll quit chatting here because my paint's going to dry. Any more questions you have there, Miss Melissa?
Yeah, other people in it, a couple people I know said it can be painted over. It can be painted over oil-based paint. Can it be painted over metal?
Good question. Very good question. This paint bonds, like I said earlier, it will bond to almost anything. And I say almost simply because I want you to be careful not to paint over grease and oils that are present on the surface. You need to clean always. If you're doing your kitchen cabinets, airborne grease and things when you're cooking are always on the surface. Nothing can bond to grease. So you have to clean, especially if you have brand new cabinets, something to really be aware of. You have a new cabinet, the factory puts on a wax coating they spray on just to keep the papers and so on, the packing materials, from sticking to the finish. So you have to remove that. Those are high silicone content and nothing bonds to that. So be sure and make sure you clean that off. Use TSP. It's something you can buy at the hardware store. It's very inexpensive. It's a degreaser. Clean that cabinet really well with that. Rinse it down really good. Then you're ready to paint. So now, was that the question you asked me? I'm sorry, I got up chasing a rabbit here.
What you can paint over.
You can paint over, people have painted over laminates. You can paint over, again, any kind of hardwood. You can paint over glass, metal.
You can paint over stained cabinets?
Absolutely, you can paint over stained cabinets. Most cabinets are stained. You know, that's kind of, stains are normally a polyurethane. And they've been painted on or catalyzed, meaning a baked on finish. Lots of products out there today appear to be wood that are not even wood. A lot of those are laminates that look like woods and so on. Veneers with MDF underneath. In modern homes, that's pretty much what you see. Even if they look like wood, they're not. But this product will bond and will paint those. So something, if you want to change them up, you can do it with this product.
Judy, Patricia wants to know, once it gets totally dry, if you were to clean it with a wet towel, is the paint still going to come off?
Absolutely not. It's hardly coming off now, but once this paint cures, you are not getting it off with sandpaper. I mean, seriously, it is bulletproof. It is hard as a nail. And Stephanie, if you're on here, she can help speak to that because she did a scratch test immediately on hers. I would advise, if you're going to do a scratch test, let the paint cure. All paint has to cure. And cure, just if you're not up on the knowledge and paint knowledge, cure means for the moisture to come out of the paint product. Paint is, a good portion of paint is water. So water is what makes paint paint. So once that water has evaporated out of the paint product, the cells of the paint get small, they shrink down, and they harden and tighten to the surface. So that's when that has to happen. This process, removing this paint, has to happen before that cell shrinks while that moisture is still present in the paint. If not, this one will take a really hard sandpaper to get it off. So just know that if you want this distressing going on, you have to work quickly. And I've almost passed my window of opportunity now. I would have to get out the sandpaper if I want to do much more than this. And I do. I want to kind of give it that look all over. But you know, while I have this kind of going on, and I've got something here, I'm going to use this weathered gel and just kind of show you what this is going to look like with the gel. Can you open this for me, please?
Shows the bonding ability.
Yeah, it's really bonded there. The lid is stuck completely on. I want to hit this. Good, thank you. Now my brush. Do you have another brush there handy, Craig, please? Anything? I use my other brush and I'm trying to stop the hair from coming out here. Thank you. All right, so now, we talked about this earlier, but if you joined us late, this is the only antiquing product that comes in the Heritage Collection kit. And the reason we're so sold on this product is if you have used a glaze in the past, or you've wanted to get that antique look in the cracks around your cabinet doors, or you just want to tone the whole thing down, this product is fabulous for doing that. You can see the color. It's kind of between a gray and a brown, so we call it a grayish. It's called weathered wood, which I think is a very appropriate name for it. The beauty of this product is it's in a gel form versus a, well, traditionally people would go and buy a glaze. With this being in a gel form, it's very easy to control, and it doesn't run, it doesn't go in the cracks and run down the door. It's just really simple to use. And the other great thing about it, it stays open for about 12 hours. And I say about because it depends on how thick you put it on, how easy it is to remove after several hours. So you can put this on, and if you're not satisfied with the look or it's too much, you take that spray bottle and a rag and you can remove it to the degree that you like. So I'll show you an example of that. If we want to tone this little drawer down, we can just go right in here, brush this on. If this were your cabinets, you could do the same exact thing. I'm going to do one side and not the other, just so you can see a comparison of the two. It's not going to be really deep. You can leave on as much as you like, take off as much as you like. It's just going to tone and accent the piece. You can go over it with another coat if you choose, but you can see the look that that gave you. Like here in the back of this board, if I want to accent the cracks, which I do, I can go in there, rub that on, and you can see the look. It's going to just tone this whole piece down. Once I'm ready to do that, I will turn to this gel and I will give this piece a whole coating of this. If I don't like that much of that, I can just give it a little mist and remove it. Can you see that? Took it off. Okay, so again, you can go over this with two coats. Say if you want it to be a little more toned. I'm going to go down here to this wheat design because it's where I really wanted to make this pop. I'm going to work the product down into that design and over what I have kind of distressed back to the white. Then I'm going to rub it away. And again, it's very easy to manipulate. That's what's kind of beautiful about it. You can kind of softly feather in any place. Say like I didn't want to do any more to the blue, I can kind of leave that at that level right there if I choose to do that. Again, here, I can go over this detail, do the same. Kind of work it in there evenly. Now, just for time's sake, we're doing this step when we probably should have finished our distressing and finished our painting, and then we would do this last. But just for time's sake, I want to show you how this looks. And we'll post a picture of this finished sometime tomorrow, just so you can get an idea of exactly what it's going to look like using French Toile Manor House as a base coat and this grayish weathered wood gel stain over it. Antiquing gel, I'm sorry.
The name of the paint and the colors and all that.
I can. We are using this beautiful bright kind of a medium mid-tone blue in color called French Toile. And our base coat was in Manor House, which is a beautiful ivory or an off-white, I call it, kind of maybe a little more toward It's not really off-white. It's a little warmer than that, if you can see. Well, you can see the whole piece here, but I know lighting sometimes fools you.
The lighting's great right now.
Oh, good. And then, of course, we're using the antiquing gel, which is in this tone here. And Melissa is posting the links to all that. If you want to purchase product with us tonight, you can do so by logging on to our website at heirloomtraditionspaint.com. You can use the coupon code HOMETALK, all caps, and save yourself 20%. I think we're going to be almost ready to announce our winner. Have you picked a winner over there, Melissa? If you haven't entered in, do so really quickly. If you'll post something about a piece of furniture that your mother has shared with you, or that maybe given you or gifted you, or something you want to paint for your mother during Mother's Day, we want to give someone a furniture painting kit away. So I don't know who's told the best story. I can't see those results. So what's she got over there?
I wrote down the winner, but I don't know if I can find her story.
Do you remember her story?
Something too, real quick, before we announce the winner. Anyone who doesn't join, we're going to have a giveaway in our DIY furniture painting with Heirloom Traditions group tomorrow. So they can enter that or join that group.
That's great. We have a page where everyone posts projects from Heirloom Traditions, and it's called DIY Furniture Painting. Is that
with Heirloom Traditions?
With Heirloom Traditions. I think it's just with Heirloom Traditions Paint. Kind of a long title, but if you'll just search DIY, you'll see us and pop up there. If you join in that group, we are giving a live giveaway tomorrow in that group. We haven't posted exactly what the product is, but we are giving away some products there. So you have to wait and see. So log in and join up in that group. And also, if you want to join our mailing list for Heirloom Traditions Paint, you can do that. As soon as you log onto that website, you'll see the prompt there to get into our mailing list. And we are giving away a trip to Europe. We've posted this and we kind of quit talking about it a little bit, but we're giving away a trip for two, airfare included, on a cruise to Europe. And we're going to let you travel in 2018. You pick the time and when you want to go. And again, that's going to be all inclusive and should be fabulous, a great trip. So be sure and join the Heritage Collection mailing list also. And you'll see that as soon as you log onto the website, you'll see that pop up there. And I am sweating. Can you tell? All these lights. Thank you. When I get a napkin, I thought he really wanted me to write him a note, and actually he's wanting me to wipe the sweat away.
Can you do a close-up? Everyone's asking if they could see a close-up of these distressed areas.
Oh,
Is
sure.
that possible?
Absolutely. Get over here and see these. Come here on this if you want to see how naturally it distresses. If you will get it green.
Give us just a second to adjust all the lights so they can see it.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and show them some more of what the gel does on some areas just to tone it.
I love that gel. I love the gel.
I do too. It just kind of tones it and warms it up a little bit. Now, you could have chosen any color on the base coat. We just wanted something happy and bright. We're going to take this piece to market with us. So we wanted it to display our paint in, and we thought that would be a good choice from our labels. So you can go with any of the 12 beautiful colors that we have. We just added a new color, just so you know, in navy, and it's called Polo. So you'll be seeing that one coming up. Navy has made a huge resurgence in popularity, and everyone is loving navy in design. And brass is back, gold is back, so navy and white and taupes and naturally black and all that looks great with navy, believe it or not. And I'll just put some more of this on here just so you can see how beautiful it's going to look and tone this piece down. I don't think I've really shown you enough of that. That will help you see it a little better. Anything else question-wise before we close it out?
No, I don't think so. Everybody's pretty content right now.
All right, so the Hometalk giveaway. Are we ready to announce that?
Let us announce.
All right.
I still can't find the original post, but it was a good one, and I wrote it down, so I knew it was a good one. So the winner's going to be Shailene Willoughby.
Shailene Willoughby. Shailene, what was your story? I just have to hear that. What did she do?
I know, it's hard to post it again.
Post your story,
Public
Shailene.
comment.
Post your story. I hope you're still with us. Still hanging in there. Well, congratulations, Shailene.
Tell Shailene to message us.
If you'll message us, please, so we can get your shipping address, we'll get your kit off to you, and hopefully you can share with us what you paint and share it with your mother, too. If you have your mother, I'd love to see what you paint for her, if that was your intent. So you can see what this is doing to the hardware, too. Just brings out the great detail. I'll just go for it here while we're going to sign off. All right. We want to thank you all for joining us here on Home Talk. And is there any more announcements before we say goodnight? And thank you again for being with us, and congratulations to Shailene. Be sure and join us again, as we'll be back on Home Talk again on the 28th. Is that what you said, Mel?
No, we're back on 5/9.
5/9, sorry. Join us again here for that one. And is that going to be the Fab?
No. The next
That's the following, sorry. We'll be back again. So I'll get it all straight. We've got a lot of good things going on. So be sure and come back and be with us again, and watch for us again for Painting with Paula next Thursday night at 9 o'clock right here on our Facebook Live page. And we will look to see you again very soon. Thanks again. Good night.